Hunting season. Exterior, Spurs Bar, night. Samantha Sam Rios, 31, subtly Latino, sprints out of the back door of the Spurs Bar and Grill, trying to put on her leather jacket and running like her life depends on it. It does. She disappears among the pickups and ATVs in the gravel parking lot when Jasper, 32, a large hunter in the old bloodied camo, slams the same door open. His frame, silhouetted by the bar's interior light, fills the door.
Contout, wherever you are.
Sam creeps around the corner of a pickup and squats near the mud-splattered wheel. Jasper follows like he's stalking a turkey in the woods.
Girl, old Jasper ain't never been outrun by no pussy.
Sam moves quietly towards her car and drops behind a muddy, jacked-up truck, looking over her shoulder. Her keys arranged like brass knuckles. We see her breath in the cold night air. Sam turns and looks directly into the vacant eyes of a dead doe bound by rope in front of an ATV. Jasper closes in. Exterior highway dusk, credit sequence. A majestic but foreboding landscape of snow-capped mountains jutting out of the Wyoming prairie pours out before a lonely stretch of two-lane. Reveal, a yellow VW bug out of place, heading north, alone. Interior, car, dusk. A rainbow pendant dangles from the rear view mirror as Sam grips the wheel hard in this foreign territory. Interior, Spurs Bar, night. MOS, Danny Walsh, 27, white, chameleon. Throws back a shot of tequila with male patrons in red plaid, Carhartt, and camo. He shuffles a deck of World War II pinup cards and readies for a magic trick. Tammy, 63, a woman as hard as the landscape around her, opens 3 more Budweisers and slides the bottles towards the men, a skill learned over the last 30 years behind the bar. Interior, Spurs Bar, front door, same. MOS, Tammy's husband and bar owner, Dick, 60, a former high school football coach, aggressively erased dancers and writes in comedy next to the word tonight. Exterior, gas station, night. MOS. Sam asks direction of a woman, white, 54, pumping gas into her pickup. The woman shakes her head and points in the opposite direction. Sam is grateful. She checks her phone for the time and looks at her own gas gauge, which is on E, and says aloud, but to herself,
Jesus, I hope they pay in cash.
Interior, Spurs Bar, later. Danny plays darts with his new best friends. A platform in the background shows a mic on a stand and a makeshift curtain that might have come from Walmart's bathroom aisle. A sign nearby, special, $15 Bud Buckets, show us your hunting license. Exterior, Spurs Bar, night. The VW pulls into a gravel lot. Sam's point of view. Gun racks with actual shotguns. A bumper sticker. These colors don't run. A hood of an ATV with an actual dead doe tied to it. She parks. We see her torn bumper sticker. A partial image of Trump next to the words, "Does this ass make my car look big?" Interior, VW night. Sam removes a leather bracelet that says Dyke and opens a small cooler, pulls out a half stick of butter and eats it like it's her job. Interior, Spurs Bar, night. Danny and his group of hunters throw darts. Others gather at tables in conversation. The air smells like men. Interior, at the bar, same. Jasper wipes his hands on a rag while walking towards Tammy.
Been a while since that grease trap's been cleaned. Good to go now, though.
Tammy hands Jasper a bucket of beer.
On the house.
Wouldn't think of it, T-Ma.
A plumber would have cost me my right arm.
She slides the bucket his way.
Besides, I know things have been slow at the shop.
Jasper feels the hit to his ego, but he's also thirsty. He gives Tammy a kiss on the cheek and heads to the pool table. Sam passes Jasper on the way to the bar. He tips his cap and they exchange a smile. She takes off her leather jacket and strides confidently in her cowboy boots, tight jeans, and slightly transparent white pleasant bows. She passes a Latinx boy, Carlos, 10, too young to be legally in the bar, bussing tables. He looks as surprised to see her as she is to see him. Sam notices the group gathered around Danny at the dartboard arguing. He says something we can't hear that diffuses the situation. A husky cowboy, Buster, 25, playfully but forcefully hits Danny with his forearm. Danny tries to take the punishment like a bro. He spots Sam and excuses himself. Interior bar, continuous. Sam sits at the bar as Danny comes up alongside her.
Shit. I think that redneck broke my sternum.
Such a delicate flower, Danny.
What took you so long?
I got a substitute teaching gig I couldn't turn down. Freshman biology. Was delighted to learn men inherit baldness from their moms. Mother Nature's justice. Anyway, school didn't get out until 3, and then I had to pick up my sister's kids and take them to the Boys and Girls Club for...
Danny couldn't care less as he scrolls through his phone. The hunters call him back to the game.
Listen, you're up first, but I'll bring you on stage, such as it is. I see you took my advice.
He wipes a small smudge of butter from her chin.
Helped me stomach those kamikazes last week.
Same sitch here. Move the booze, we can't lose.
Danny motions to the boys. 1 minute.
I know what the job is.
Really?
He playfully reaches and unties her top to show a little cleavage. She slaps him.
Fuck you.
You know we're the backup plan, right? They normally have dancers in, but someone said the bus broke down.
Dancers?
Yeah. Horny hunters apparently like their happy endings.
Danny takes a pull from his beer.
I only wish that you would have brought your girlfriend. This crowd would have rather watch you two make out than have you tell jokes.
Sam punches him in the shoulder like a brother, but hard.
Shit. I've seen you handle worse crowds. We go on in 20.
Danny raises his beer and heads towards the boys.
Give me the darts and get out of my way before someone loses a Rocky Mountain oyster.
The men love it. Tammy approaches.
What are you drinking?
Corona with lime.
Nobody drinks that around here.
Bud's fine.
Dick approaches Sam.
How do you know Danny?
Hi, do I know you?
I own this place.
Danny's a friend and mentor, sort of. Samantha Rivers. Sam.
Thought Sam was a man. And white.
I don't know what Danny told you, but I'm hilarious. An Italian, if you must know. Meatballs and gravy every Sunday.
She does her best Italian accent on this last line.
I have my doubts about a woman being funny. But you ain't bad in the eyes.
He brushes her as he walks away. Sam takes a long swig of her beer and then to Tammy.
Restroom?
Tammy motions towards the rear of the bar and then nods towards Sam's cleavage.
Watch yourself. It's hunting season.
Sam heads towards the restroom to gather herself. Interior restroom night. Sam sits in one of the stalls texting her sister. It's hunting season and I feel like Bambi. Her sister responds, "Shit, be safe, chica." The door opens as someone enters. As Sam flushes, her sister sends a picture of the kids with food all over their faces. She exits the stall, absorbed in her phone, and says in Spanish,
The cutest piglets in the world.
Tammy stands at the mirror wiping off her hands. Sam stands next to her and sets her phone down on the counter. A rainbow flag sticker and a Mexican flag sticker on the cover. Tammy smells a liar.
Meatballs and gravy? Sounds more like tacos to me.
I'll keep your secret if you keep mine.
Secret?
Last I checked, 10-year-olds aren't supposed to work in bars, or hunting season strip clubs, for that matter.
Their eyes lock in the mirror. Sam feels the weight of the conversation and leaves with something to prove. Interior bar night. Sam approaches a group of men at the pool table. She points at Jasper, the biggest man.
If I make the next one, you're buying shots.
And if you miss?
He chalks his cue suggestively.
Your choice.
She takes his cue and leans forward. The men check her out from the front and behind. She nails it.
I'm thinking Jack. Boys?
The group agrees and slaps Jasper on the back, which makes him uncomfortable. Sam shouts across the bar.
Better send a bottle over.
Tammy catches Sam's eye with a slight hint of approval this time. Jasper feels embarrassed and betrayed. Interior bar, dartboard, continuous. Danny pulls darts out the board with Buster as Dick approaches.
Showtime.
Buster slaps Danny a little too hard on the back for luck.
The leg, pussy.
Dick and Danny walk towards the stage.
I don't like being lied to.
Danny is confused.
Sam, supposed to be a man?
Doesn't matter. She just moved the bottle and got these guys eating out of her.
He motions like he's smashing his boobs together.
Now, these boys tend to break things when they don't get what they want, and I promised them dancers.
I got you, boss.
Danny walks away from Dick and breaks into the scrum around Sam, who throws back a shot.
Excuse me, boys, but time to get our funny on.
Sam tosses the cue to Jasper and starts to walk to Danny. Jasper blocks the path with the stick.
You owe me a rematch.
Sam tries to lift the cue, but Jasper waits until he's ready for her to pass and then slowly lifts it. Danny escorts her away from the pool table towards the stage as patrons gather.
Hope you brought your A game. The owner just told me that this crowd is ready to turn chairs into firewood if you don't deliver.
If I don't deliver?
Danny ignores her and heads for the stage. His enthusiasm gathering as he pretend high fives and slaps one man on the ass. He narrowly avoids a punch to the face and grabs the mic.
Hello, Wyoming.
The room is as cold as a barn cat on Christmas Eve. Danny points at Jasper.
I know it's hunting season, so I'm hoping that's deer blood on your pants and you're not actually on the rag.
The men roar and Jasper tries to be cool.
Hey friends, I know it's cold outside, so we're gonna do a little warm-up. Put your hands together if you've ever taken a piss in the woods.
Some people oblige and chuckle. Danny talks in the background as Sam waits at the end of the bar near Dick. He leans close, grabs her ass, and whispers.
If I didn't have an old lady, you'd be coming home with me.
Sam grits her teeth and walks past Tammy, who shoots her a dirty look.
Dicks.
The crowd laughs at something Danny has said.
How about if you ever caught your limit?
A few more people clap, but a voice from the crowd jumps in.
How about if you've ever caught more than your limit?
The crowd eats up Jasper's anti-authoritarian spirit.
Well, our first comedian today is about pushing limits, pushing boobs, and push-up bras. Order a couple more shots, a bucket of beer, and she'll even seem funny. Kidding. Just kidding. Put your hands together for my warm-up act, Sam Rivers.
He hands her the mic and she whispers in his ear.
E2, Brutus?
Huh?
He slaps her on the ass and the room approves. She swallows hard. Sam sets her Budweiser on a card table chair she pulls over from stage left. The bottle slides down the chair and falls over.
Shit.
The crowd, mostly men, begin catcalls and laughing.
I'll hold your beer, honey.
He points to his groin. Sam breaks.
Looks like there's plenty of room, considering I got a look at those two BBs and snub nose before the show.
The crowd howls, but Jasper is further embarrassed by the challenge to his manhood.
Couldn't have been me you saw. These guys know I'm hung like a prized steer.
Well, good to know all your buddies have seen you naked.
That's not what I meant, bitch.
He picks up a bottle and hurls it at her. The crowd gets behind him. Sam picks up the broken bottle and waves it at the mob. She looks desperately to Danny, who jumps between her and the crowd.
Easy there, fellas. Sam's just not used to all this testosterone, if you know what I mean.
This not-so-subtle outing smacks of betrayal, and she whispers in his ear.
Stinking bag of shit.
Sam uses Danny as a human shield to edge towards the back door. They bump past the young busboy, Carlos, who has seen this all go down, and she grabs her coat. Dashing for the door, we hear Danny in the background trying to save his paycheck.
How can you tell if someone in Idaho is married? There are tobacco stains on both sides of the truck.
Exterior parking lot later. Sam is entranced as she stares into the eyes of a dead doe tied to the front of an ATV. She's jolted back to reality as Jasper hits his leg on a bumper hitch.
Motherfucker!
Sam spots her car. She picks up a rock and tosses it in the opposite direction. Boom. Jasper, limping, follows. Sam makes a run for her VW. Ducking behind the passenger side, she searches for the right key. Footsteps close in. Quietly, Sam jumps in through the passenger side and into the driver's seat. Jasper hears the engine and reverses course. Sam sees Jasper in the rear view and spits gravel. He slings his beer bottle at her and it explodes on her truck.
Fucking dyke! You can't outrun me!
Exterior, interior, highway later. Sam passes the gas station and drives into the darkness. Outside of town now, the car starts to sputter and Sam looks at her gauges. Out of gas.
Bad to fucking worse.
She pulls her AAA card from her wallet and frantically checks her jacket for her phone.
Unfucking believable. My phone. Where the hell's my phone?
She leans over to the glove box, finds a napkin and pink marker. With the dome light on, she writes, "Went for gas, back soon." She slides the note on the dash and sees headlights in the distance in her rear view. She hurriedly shuts off the dome light.
Shit.
Sam starts to climb out of the car and snatches the rainbow pendant from the rear view. She stumbles into the crusty snow at the road's edge, almost crawling. She gets to a barbed wire fence and awkwardly climbs through, snagging her jeans. The lights close in. In the dark, she falls over a down fence post and lies flat behind it, facing the snow. The truck stops. The door opens and shuts. We hear boots on the blacktop and see the beam of a flashlight. Sam tries to slow her breathing. The light shines on the note in the windshield and suddenly searches the darkness. It finds the tracks in the snow. We hear the crunch as they follow. The beam finds Sam.
What the hell are you doing out in the field? You're gonna freeze to death.
I thought, Jesus, get that light out of my face. I'm out of gas.
Tammy holds up Sam's phone.
My grandson said drop this. Come on.
Interior, exterior, Tammy's truck, later. Tammy and Sam enter the truck from opposite sides. A rosary hangs from the rear view above a collection of Beanie Babies. The Mexican boy from the restaurant sits between the women. Sam nods towards him as he play fights with the Beanie Babies.
Your grandson?
Say hello, baby.
Hello, baby.
This kid cracks me up.
Tammy gives him a noogie. The warmth between this duo surprises Sam. Tammy starts the truck and heads back towards town. Exterior, interior, Tammy's truck, later. Tammy pulls into the station and puts the truck in park. Carlos and Sam play together with the Beanie Babies.
Jasper's a good guy. Packed my freezer with venison last week. Plays catch with Carlos in the parking lot.
She nudges her grandson.
Good for Jasper.
What do you expect?
Expect?
You walk into the joint and wave your tits and ass in their face. What are they supposed to do?
Language.
Sam stops playing with Carlos and the toys.
Really? Really? That bar owner grabbed my ass like he owned it.
Language.
My husband was just playing with you.
Your husband?
43 years in January.
How much shit have you had to swallow?
Tammy takes a long drag and exhales out the window.
Better get that gas.
Sam fiddles with her Mexican and LGBT flag phone case reluctantly.
I was planning on using my pay from the gig to get me home.
Tammy looks at her hard. She pulls down the visor and grabs a wad of cash. She peels back several 20s and pulls out a 10 and hands it across the truck to Sam.
There's a can in the back.
To Carlos.
You are fucking adorable, you know. Oop, language, my bad.
If you're a comedian, tell me a joke.
Sam pauses and then puts the Beanie Baby on his head.
I don't think you'd find my jokes very funny, bud.
We watch her from Tammy's POV. Tammy fumes while stroking Carlos's head. Sam exits and heads to the pumps. Carlos fiddles for the radio, passing up the Spanish music station for country. Off screen, we hear heavy metal as Jasper, Buster, and a few other hunters from the bar pull up in their ATVs. Jasper's has the dead doe still tied across the front.
Stay here.
She scrambles from the truck. Exterior gas station, same. The ATV surrounds Sam, and Jasper has her backed into a pump.
Step back, son.
Fuck off, Tammy. This ain't the bar, and I am not your son.
Tammy, outsized by Jasper, tries to pull him back, but Jasper swings an arm and knocks her down. Then, to Sam.
You got any funny comebacks now, Dyke?
He attempts to grab Sam between the legs, but she knocks his hand away with her knee. From the ground, Tammy grabs Jasper's leg and he tries to shake her off.
You're better than this, Jasper.
Fuck off, Tammy.
He violently shakes his leg as she holds on.
No, you fuck off, Jasper.
The interruption is just enough for Sam to break free. She runs to the gas station door, which is now locked. The attendant, a balding white man in his 70s, shakes his head. Jasper and the others face Carlos.
I mean, they're just girls. Why waste your time on them?
Tammy lets go and rolls towards Sam.
The beaner speaks. Look at you, boy.
You're the one who told me bitches are witches and belong in ditches, right?
Jasper takes pride in this gruesome run.
What do you call a dyke with 8 girlfriends?
The men are entertained by the kid.
An octopussy!
The men erupt in unexpected laughter, and Jasper is delighted by his prodigy.
Well, At least the boy listens.
Carlos waves off the women.
Who gives a fuck, right?
Jasper pats Carlos on the head. Then he forcibly turns Carlos' head towards the women.
Too bad he's a wetback nigger.
He pushes Carlos towards the women and gets on his ATV. They crank their engines and ride menacingly towards the women and Carlos before disappearing. Exterior, Sam's car, later. Tammy and Carlos hold a flashlight for Sam. Her hands shake as she drops the gas cap. Carlos reaches down, hands it to her, and returns to Tammy's side. Sam speaks to Carlos.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Boo.
Who?
Gosh, don't cry. It's just a knock knock joke.
Carlos smiles broadly as Sam kisses his cheek and then looks to Tammy.
Please.
Tammy nods at Sam and pulls Carlos closer. As Sam walks to the car with her back to the duo, she says, doubtful.
Stay gold, buddy boy.
Interior, Tammy's truck later. Tammy and Carlos climb into the truck cab from opposite sides. Carlos tosses the Beanie Baby from the seat to the dash. They are still as Sam's taillights disappear.
Are we going back, T-Mom?
Buckle up, baby.
Tammy watches as Carlos buckles up. They sit in silence, looking ahead. Tammy checks the rear view, uncertain. The end.